Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.
Why are you laughing?
Handle
Anyway, welcome to a whole new edition of the John Cash Show podcast. Before we get started, the views and opinions expressed by myself do not reflect those of the John Cash Show podcast sponsors and or affiliates. Listener and viewer discretion is highly, highly advised, and you can hear the John Cash Show podcast on demand on your favorite streaming platforms, including but not limited to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Deezer, Odyssey, Pandora, and many, many more platforms except for Tidal. You can also see my beautiful face on YouTube, the John Cash Show podcast. So welcoming back to the show, the one, the only, Channel 62 or Channel 65 himself, the white Wesley Pipes. That is such a timid ass clap. How was your week?
It was excellent.
Excellent. Oh, how was it excellent?
I'm just tired of saying I'm good.
Okay,
It was
well that's
immaculate.
an improvement. What did you do?
What did I do this weekend? I didn't do anything this weekend. I was here this weekend.
Oh, well, I was outside.
Outside.
I was outside. Anything coming up this upcoming week?
No.
No. Well, my week, like I said, I was outside. I had a celebration that I went to. That's why, we're taping on Sunday. We typically tape on Saturday. We'll see how the turnaround, if I still got it. Because remember, I used to tape on Sundays.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. So no brunch for me, but I did have a blast at the event that I went to, and I got to be kind of coy because it's not publicized yet. So I don't want to get my ass handed to me, by one of my good friends. So, but what I will talk about is the John Cena turning into a bad guy over the weekend at Elimination Chamber. He kicked Cody Rhodes in the nuts. That's not funny. He kicked him in the nuts. Now it appears that he's going to align with The Rock. For those of you who don't watch wrestling, The Rock is now a bad guy. He's what they call the final boss. And he offered Cody Rhodes, who's now the guy who essentially replaced John Cena as the face of WWE, the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He offered Cody Rhodes like a bunch of riches, bitches, the usual, like the Illuminati offer. And he said, go fuck yourself. It's literally, he said it, go fuck yourself, uncensored. That was another shock. And Cena hugged him afterwards. And it was like, they're going to have an honorable fight at WrestleMania. And next thing you know, blam, right in the nuts. And Travis Scott in the corner smoking weed. I'm like...
He was just there, or part
he
of the
was just
show?
standing there, and then he also smacked the shit out of him. Like when, Cena beat him down bad. If you haven't seen it, go. You could check it on YouTube or Peacock. Beat him down bad. Hit him with the belt. Hit him with the Rolex watch, and stepped on his head and did a pose.
Mm-hmm.
It was cinema, as they say.
I heard a lot of people got upset that The Rock came back.
Well, he was when he came back a couple weeks ago. He was like rambling and ranting and raving and all that other stuff about wanting Cody Rhodes' soul and yeah, it was yeah. I missed it live, but I caught up on it on Reddit and YouTube. So also maybe you could help me, Wesley. I'm kind of in a dilemma. I have a wedding to go to down south in a couple of months, and all these damn planes, like they're like either crashing, or they're not landing how they're supposed to land. They're landing upside down. There's fire coming out the engines. There's smoke coming in the cabin of the plane. Yeah, I'm in a dilemma. I really want to go because I have a lot of friends down in Atlanta, and it would be good to be down there for a couple days, catch up with them. But yeah, it's looking like I might have to take the train or the bus because I don't want to fly.
What does it take? A few days? Couple of
It
days?
takes what I've read up because I looked it up. Preliminary. It takes 18 hours on the train.
It's not too bad.
But it's like stops.
Yeah.
It's not like 18 hours straight. It's it's a couple of hours, then it's a stop, then it's another couple, then it's like I think it's like 7, 8 stops or something like that, if I remember correctly. And I haven't been in a plane in over 20 years, so the last time I was on no. And it's not, let me just, it's not, well, it is because I'm scared as shit. Like being up in the air. I had a dream actually the night before I took my last plane ride. And I dreamt that I was in a crash. Like the plane went up and it was going up, but then it didn't go all the way and it crashed into a wall.
You were probably just watching the news.
And look, let me tell you something. I prayed to God, if you let me, have safe travels, I will not get back on a plane. And I have not gotten back on a plane since. I don't know. Maybe it's time to get over that fear.
I'm sure you'll be.
Or hesitancy. I wouldn't say fear, but hesitancy. Look, there's no fucking breakdown lanes 32,000 feet in the sky, okay? There's nowhere for the plane to pull over and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get this fixed. Like, fuck that. Let me stay on the road.
And surprisingly, they say it's safer up there. You're more liable to get into a crash.
2025 begs to differ, okay? So
2025 is putting up numbers.
Yeah, I have some time. People say, "Oh, Fly Spirit, they've never had a accident," and I'm like, yeah, I hate when people tout stats like that because there's a first time for everything. So yeah, I didn't want to be one in that number. We'll see. I got some time to RSVP. If not, I'll just give a really, really great gift. I'm just saying, like,
tough decision.
Yeah. So let me plug my social media. IG at The John Cash Show, TikTok, The John Cash Show Podcast, Facebook, John Cash, and X at _John Cash. For everybody listening, feel free to chat about any other topics, ask for advice, or even give me some suggestions on my travel dilemma at thejohncashshow@gmail.com. Now, before we move forward here, we here at the John Cash Show Podcast would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to the family of legendary R&B and neo-soul singer Angie Stone, who, according to preliminary reports, tragically passed away at the age of 63 in a car accident this past Saturday. So thoughts and prayers go out to her loved ones. And let's get into the show. So shout out to all my CUOMOSEXUALs. Yes. I was one of them too during the pandemic. Very much a CUOMOSEXUAL. At 12 o'clock, the real president came on with his press conference. At 6 o'clock, it was Trump with the Monday Night Raw intro. So, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo announced that he was running for New York City Mayor this upcoming year, this past weekend. I think that this quite possibly is the worst outcome for Eric Adams because he no longer can be a bottle boy. He actually has to do some work now if he wants to be reelected. So Eric Adams' approval ratings and popularity has tanked due to the issues in his mayoral term and his recent, what would you say, brotherhood, bromance with Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
So do you think, Wesley, that Andrew Cuomo will be the next mayor of New York City?
I don't know if I know enough to make an educated guess, but it sounds
We'll just make one.
it sounds like it could be likely. The way you speak of it.
Yes, that's right. Listen to me and you'll go far in life. I keep telling people that. You're proof positive of that. So,
what would John Cash do?
yeah, what would John Cash do? Yes. WWJCD. You
Has a
know,
ring to
some people, well, I mean, yeah, but some people would say, what would Jesus Christ
yeah,
do?
it's a little copyright, but it's all right.
Well, what would John Cash do?
It's not like it was written in stone. I mean,
Yes.
it may have been.
I was right next to Jesus, and Jesus was like, you know what? I'm going to take the credit here. Sound blasphemous just now. So I think that Cuomo is going to now. What I could see happening is Cuomo winning the Democratic nomination, and Eric Adams running under the Republican ticket, the Republican nomination.
Oh yeah.
I could see that happening. Or independent. Well, I don't even think the independents want him. But I think that and I'm just saying, that sounded shady, but I don't think they want him. I think the Republican ticket, especially if he's still continuing with his bromance with Donald Trump, that might be a way for him to seek reelection. But Cuomo is the worst possible outcome for him because he beats him in name recognition, and he beats him with being legit because he was a 2-term governor for the state of New York. He's got plenty of endorsements. He has nationwide name recognition, especially out of COVID. No, not nationwide insurance.
Nationwide is on his side.
Yeah, well, the nationwide is on his side. So I know people on YouTube like, what the fuck was that? He's taking pictures of me too. We multitask here. But yeah. So I think that Andrew Cuomo will be your next mayor of New York City. Anybody but Eric Adams at this point. I'm just being honest. Now, speaking of sexual, let's transition to Halle Berry. Halle Berry recently shared how she was misdiagnosed with herpes. And how it why you made that face. And how it impacted her having sex. So Halle Berry reveals how being misdiagnosed with herpes impacted sex with her boyfriend Van Hunt. She said it felt like razor blades. So, Jesus, that sounds rough. Halle Berry revealed her sex life suffered after going into perimenopause, which she originally believed to be a really bad case of herpes. Halle Berry, 58, got candid about how the misdiagnosis impacted her sex life with boyfriend Van Hunt during a recent appearance on the Drew Barrymore show. We struggled with finding a way to have sex again, she admitted. Getting rid of the dryness, making it, why are you chuckling over there? Making it more enjoyable because it got pretty rough for a minute.
Like razors.
Berry, who began dating Hunt in September 2020, said there were 6 or 7 months where having sex felt like razor blades. The Monsters Ball star said the sudden change was a drastic shift from the early days of their relationship, and it took her a long time to figure out the actual cause. When I was 54 years old, I had just met Van, she recalled. I manifested this man, and we were having the best time. I finally met my person, and it was amazing. However, one morning, Berry tried to go to the bathroom and felt excruciating pain. I couldn't go. It was so painful. It took me almost 10 minutes to just empty my bladder because it was so painful, she recalled. And some substances were down there that I had never seen before, and I thought, what is this?
Dun, dun, dun.
Not dun, dun, dun. Jesus Christ. The Oscar winner knew something was wrong, and Van Hunt drove her right to the doctor because her nether region was so swollen. And he is doing the exam and looking up there, and he said, yep, I think I know what this is. And I'm like, what? This is... And he said, it's a really bad case of herpes. Berry said she and Hunt spent the next 72 hours doing the blame game. I bet. Be like, bitch, you fucking got herpes. Who you been fucking? You gave me herpes. Who the fuck you been fucking, you nasty, dicky ass having bitch? Like, oh God, I don't even want to be in that. Okay. So they unsure. Berry said that she and Hunt spent the next 72 hours doing the blame game, unsure of which one of them somehow contracted the sexually transmitted disease. However, in the middle of their back and forth, her doctor called to say he had been wrong. That's a hell of a time for him to call. But still had no idea what was going on. He said, you do not have herpes, she recalled. And I was like, okay, then what is it? And this was the defining moment for me. He said, I don't know. That's what it looked like. So obviously he didn't stay. He didn't stay at a Holiday Inn. And that sent me on my own reconnaissance and my own researching, and that's when I came up with dry vagina syndrome that women have when they are in perimenopause. She explained, and I had all the symptoms of what that felt like. Perimenopause is the transitional time around menopause and can include several symptoms that are caused by the changing levels in the body, including mood changes, night sweats, and vaginal dryness, according to Johns Hopkins Medicine. While Berry eventually found ways to ease her discomfort, she now wants to share that knowledge with other middle-aged women. The actress' latest project, Respin, aims to help women suffering from menopause by providing reliable and comprehensive information about the aging process. Yes, you can also have a dry pussy like me. That's probably what she's going to say, like a...
And turn it into a movie rollout.
Not a movie role, Jesus. It's a community for women to talk to each other and learn from each other, she told Time Magazine of the new platform. But there's also a health component with health coaching, nutritionists, and experts to talk about exercise and learning how the lack of estrogen and changing hormones affect our heart, brain, bones, and entire body, she continued. I felt like there was something really missing in the market for women in midlife. Yeah. So
So she went from herpes to just being old.
It's a hell of a jump. You know, it's articles like that that make me miss Star. Because at least, not saying she got it because she got the wappiest wap in all the land. But I'm just saying, like, talking about, female health and stuff and dry vagina syndrome and trying not to make cracks during the because I'm not the most sympathetic person.
I have a dark sense of humor. So.
Me too. But
this is hilarious.
to jump from herpes to, oh, you just have a dry pussy. Like, that's a hell of a jump. And who the fuck is her doctor? Because the doctor was like, the doctor needs his ass whooped. Because he started that. Oh, could you imagine
I've seen
being in the house? Like, I've seen what this looks like. This is herpes. Who the fuck? I could just see now they going off. Like, I can see furniture getting thrown, vase getting thrown, glasses, dishes broken. In the middle of all that, the doctor calls you back. Oh, you don't have herpes? Yeah, menopause. What the fuck are you? I done taught my whole house. And it's not like they furnished their shit with Dollar Tree. This is probably some shit that they had to custom make.
Like
so she probably done fucked like water for crystals. She probably fucked up like $100,000 worth of goddamn furniture, and that's just in one room. And now all of a sudden you want to call and be like, "Oh no,
no, you're old.
You're just old. You don't have herpes. You're just old."
How do you explain that to the guy?
I mean, the guy is a sense of relief because she probably like, "Oh, you nasty dick having motherfucker, you gave me herpes. You I hope you fucking die, bitch," and all this other.
She may have held off on that information for a little to see if he confessed.
No, she probably came out of there, stormed out the damn. It wasn't in the lobby. Probably stormed out into the car like, "You dirty dick, bitch." I don't know. Anyway, final thoughts. We're about to wrap this up. Final thoughts.
Wrap it up.
Yes, wrap it up.
Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Stay young.
I stay young. Well, I mean, speaking of which, I gotten a little older since, every episode you get older because you a day closer.
Oh, yeah, I'm old.
Yeah, I'm not old.
I'm old.
You're old.
Yeah.
I'm not old. Watch your mouth.
Anyway. I'm an old man working in a studio.
Anyway, I forgot. I'm about to say, charge it to the mind and not to the heart. But I forgot to shout out my friends and family who celebrated me and shouted out to me and gave me wonderful gifts during my birthday. Shout out to the birthday surprise that I got, the birthday surprise dinner brunch that I got. Very hard to surprise me. Still hard to surprise me. I'm very observant. But at least the effort was there, and at least they tried. So shout out to my sister's brother, mom, nieces, nephew, and who else was there? My brother's girlfriend, but I don't really know her. So, but anyway, shout out to all of them. They were there.
Her presence was a present enough.
Don't give that much credit, but I just wanted to say thank you. Y'all know who y'all are. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all to death. Anyway, so my final thought is stay away from negative people because more than likely they have negative bank accounts. So on behalf of the Wesley Pipes and myself, speak to you next week on the John Cash Show podcast. Bitches.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.